Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome to a brand new Total War 3 Kingdoms Let's Play on the channel, as we're going to be playing Lady Zhurong in the 190 start. So this will be a modless campaign. We're back on vanilla, as I want to do a bit of research for my Nanman guides, which is upcoming, and I haven't played any of the Nanman factions since the Furious Wild release, where we played Meng Huo. So it's a good time to come back. We won't be dragging out the campaign for too long. I'm just interested in doing a Nanman Unification campaign. So the victory conditions for Nanman faction typically is control the Nanman territories, confederate all 19 Nanman tribes, and I think hold on to the territories for X amount of turns, 10, 20 turns, I forgot what the requirement is, and that's it. We don't have to become emperor, that's not an option for us, so it shouldn't take too long. And Lady Zhurong in particular has a fairly interesting faction mechanic that I want to explore, and a pretty decent start location. We are at the far western corner of the map, and there are some difficult terrain around us, but we have some interesting units that can take advantage of this. We are named after the god of fire, Zhurong. She is known as Goddess of Fire in the game, and she has this unique ability called Cycles of Expansions, where she can activate Wildfire, which will give her units different boosts depending on what season it is activated in. And this bonus is something that we will take a look at once we get in game. And we'll utilize these bonuses depending on the seasons to help us expand. There are cooldown periods in between activations where we are much weaker. There's also a unique Chanting Fire stance for the army that will basically give themselves more morale, but also eat up more supplies on the march, giving your units basically increased morale at the cost of military supplies. We are focused on what's called the military reform. We have a very different reform tree than Han factions. The Nanman reform tree is divided into 3 subsections. Aside from Meng Huo, who has access to the earlier tiers of all 3 categories, each of the other Nanman factions are only focused on one. Lady Zhurong in particular is focused on the military ones. We don't have access to the rest of the reform tree until we confederate the other Nanman factions. So that's why it's key for us to confederate the factions faster, or else we're going to be bottlenecked with our reforms. We have 3 unique units. We have the Followers of the Flame. We have 2 Tiger units, one with melee with 2 stone axes, one with a slinger. Both of the Tiger units are unbreakable. That's their specialty, and obviously has wild animals. And the Follower of Flame is a very powerful splash damage unit, but has very weak armor settings, which is fair. We have a naked guy holding a flaming mace. And these units are quite powerful as a Nanman faction simply because fire damage deals double to most of the Nanman armor types. So we will be able to pick them off, and I believe our first opponent for the tutorial turn 1 fight is against the Yunnan tribe, which has a special unit called the Fire Archers. So after we defeat them, we can train those as well. And fire is going to be our key weapon, as we are the embodiment of the Goddess of Fire. That background also gives us 10% capture rate for enemy officers and 5% melee damage for our Tiger units faction-wide. We are the only faction with Tigers. Well, this is a huge advantage on launch because Tiger used to have 500 plus charge bonus. That number has been nerfed down to just 100 plus, so they're a lot weaker. We'll see if they're still viable. I have not used them since the nerf. As a character, Zhurong is quite powerful. Her faction also includes her brother, Dailai, who is also very, very strong, has a unique flaming mace weapon that is very good, probably the best weapon in the game in my opinion, and he's also a brand officer, so we'll be using him as well. So with all that said, let's hop into game. We'll be doing this on Legendary 40 minutes. As I mentioned, there are no mods, so let's go and unite the tribes.
南境部族古来无一共主，当令各部归一。如今，在远离大汉掌控的边远南境， 桀骜难驯的蛮人部族不受朝廷掌控，各部族自食其力，鲜少通灵。须以大义与军力并用，将之整合统一。猛兽之力，部族之力，心智之力。若南蛮各部同心同体，或可与汉帝国一较高下。如若不然，无异于以卵击石。谁可登高一呼群族应？谁可挥军一统南境？谁可承担治国之重任？南境呼唤着雄主的到来，定夺这片土地的未来。
I haven't seen that one in a while, so we'll let that one play.
祝融夫人，天下将乱，而部族似乎安于隔岸观火。必须将大汉驱逐出你的土地，但势必要让部族团结起来。其他的族长对此渴望已久，不能再无所作为了。您必须于无为之地行动起来。先从云南部落开始，夺取他们的土地将为您的扩张之路提供巨大的便利。有些部落首领会见势加入，而有些可能需要使用一些武力来说服。如孟获这般有勇有谋之人，可为劲敌，亦可为强力的盟友。您与他不为友，便为敌。祝融夫人，部族统一之路不易，然您身负火神意志，所有部族必将团结在您炽热的火焰之下。
Alrighty, we get a little bit of faction breakdown. Introduce us to the faction. We have the wildfire ability, gives us powerful buffs in the battle, and the buff will be different depending on which season we activate it in. And it can be activated when we have enough Goddess of Fire points. And once it's depleted, we'll become vulnerable and must recover. If it's not activated for too long when ready, you will also suffer penalties. So we have to use it basically. We have a unique chanting fire stance, replacing the default stance, giving us bonus to morale, but will consume supplies at a faster rate. Tiger warriors, tiger slingers, follower of flame. Uniting the tribe is our goal. Reforms will be a little bit different. Our core positions will also be a little bit different. And any land that's determined to be Nanman land has this border around the title down there. And that's the land we need to control for our victory condition. We need to unite all the tribes, control all 21 counties, while controlling a total of 50 counties. So we do have to do battle with the Han, the Han forces around us. That's fine, and maintain both of these conditions for 20 turns. That is going to be our goal for this campaign. We are the queen of the Nanman. Zhurong, you are thrust onto a stage not of your making, yet you must make it your own all the same. The world is in chaos, and your contemporaries, for the most part, are content to do nothing. If the tribes are to be united, a power restored to this part, then let it be your power. You are descended of gods, Zhurong. Now it's your time to ascend. So Monho can be a powerful friend or a most terrifying enemy. I wonder if there's going to be a sort of marriage event on our side to get him. Time your expansions with your active. And we start with our first step, which is to destroy or vassalize the following tribe, the Yunnan tribe. So how the game works for Nanman factions is when you take their last piece of land, you have the option to destroy, confederate with them, or vassalize them instead. We are going to mostly destroy / confederate. I don't think vassal gameplay is a viable one for the Nanman factions. It's not really beneficial, but whatever happens after you destroy a tribe, you gain their tribal bonus, which you can check here in the tribal fealty. We start out with us in the middle. The 6 other major tribes are surrounding us, and then they are the minor tribe. There's 12 minor tribe and Yunnan tribes right next to us, and you can see that if we do defeat them, we'll get these 4 effects. We'll increase prestige, we'll get 5% research rate increase, we'll unlock their special unit, the Fire Archers, and we'll lose 5 diplomatic relations with the Han Empire. These are preset, you cannot change them. And that means the more factions we wipe out, the more research rate we will have, the more prestige we'll have, and the more units we can recruit. The major factions will offer more bonuses, not only in having more units, but we'll get 1 additional tribal council position. We'll get increased research rate, double of the minor, 5 points of satisfaction faction-wide, additional army, double the prestige, and so forth. And that's going to apply for pretty much every single one of the other major tribes. And the goal is to get fealty of everyone. Once you vassalize someone, confederate someone, you will pick up that tribe's fealty. If, let's say, Mulu has already taken out a couple other tribes, whenever we destroy Mulu, we'll pick up all the other fealty he has. Think of this as exchange of knowledge. So once you receive it for good, and so forth. And you can absorb multiple ones if you pick up the last surviving member. So we start at the bottom corner of the map. Yunnan tribe is not difficult to beat. They only have 1 general on the field. There is a settlement that we have to take. The default garrison includes a tiger. Interesting. The thing here is all of the Nanman land cities will not have walls. It's not part of the building structure. They built their cities on little hilltops. Sieging them gets pretty interesting. We start out with a fairly decent army. We get 2 tigers. There are recruitment limits on tigers. This is our brother, Dailai Dongzhu. The name is really misleading. It should really just be Dailai. Dongzhu means cave lord. So it's like calling someone Prime Minister Cao Cao in their name. His name is just Dailai. Very good because of the burn trait and, of course, the burning mace. It has the same damage setup as most maces where you have just armor piercing damage. I think it's a little bit lower than the plain armor piercing mace that the Han generals have. I think those are 2.7k. We're only 2.2k. But the burning effect where you reduce the enemy melee evasion by 50% when you hit them, and you get 56 burning damage per 15 seconds, plus the morale. Very, very good. So, great general to have. And as with all Nanman generals, their background bonus, the Cunning Youth, will get upgraded when you hit rank 3 and rank 6. They will get a different name, and you gain more active abilities, as currently we only have the Southern Wrath. The passive bonus will also change and increase, as well as the stat boost. So we'll pay close attention to that. We're currently 40 points instinct, 5 points authority, flying daggers our ability. Power of love is a default passive that's shared between Zhurong and Menghuo because they are a couple in the future. Therefore, they will do better when both are on the field. And the other bonuses already seen pre-battle on the menu, and those will all evolve and change once we hit rank 3. We also get to pick and choose how the Nanman skill points are given. Basically, you get 10 points per skill up on these points up to 50 total. With each rank up, you get 1 of these points. The personal goals are sort of like our skill tree, except for you can get everything if you want. You just have to meet the requirement, and you can hover over the requirement to see exactly what they are. And there's a couple in particular that I'm pretty interested in. I think there's a capture rate one right here. 25% chance to capture enemy officers post-battle. The requirements, we got to release generals after winning battles, and we have to do this 5 times to unlock this. So that's something we have to pay attention to. Most of these will be passively unlocked just by playing the game. Diligence will require us to be administrator or cave lord in this case. Cave lord is our version of the administrator, and you just have to build buildings, right? The more buildings you build, the more discount you have, and so forth. And we'll pay close attention to those. We have one sort of generic character, Sneaky Chief, 15-point bonus, so pretty low tier. We might end up firing her because I don't know if we actually need her right now. She does have fondness, so I guess easy to keep her happy. Even with fondness, pretty low. But we'll see what we do with her. Alright, and the next thing we're going to check before we start is this Goddess of Fire point. This is our faction unique currency. -3 morale for defending enemy forces right now, just passively. Growing Flame. I think this increases depending on what season we're in. So right now it's harvest, we're getting 3 points. It goes from 0 to 18. If we want to activate it, we come here to ignite wildfire. The bar must be full. Interesting. Okay, and depending on which season we activate, here are the different bonuses. I believe the harvest season is actually the one with the most damage increase. Yes, +3 gain, but the passive gain you can check. So in the winter, it's only 1 point per turn, or in the winter turn, +4 in the spring, +5 in the summer, 3 to harvest and autumn. The bonuses are more fighting oriented in the summer and harvest. 50% damage increase, 75% damage increase, but we had to sacrifice 50% melee evasion. Increase 50% battle running speed, that is actually quite nice. 8 points of public order here. And we'll slowly burn out, -4 per turn. If it's 18 points max, then this is like a 5-turn burnout, basically a whole year of the boost. And if we look at some of the maybe non-combat bonuses, we pick up construction cost discount in the autumn. Armor piercing damage, so we still get melee armor piercing damage here. We gain ability. I wonder, do all generals pick up crippling blow? And then we gain charge bonus. In the winter, it's diplomacy focus, defense focus with melee evasion, 2 towers as deployable, and 50% range firing rate. So range focus here. These 3 are all melee focused. Then in spring, we lose melee evasion, but faster mustering, so recruiting new units. We get stock on the entire army, I'm assuming. That seems very powerful. Everyone becomes invisible. We play as Huang Shao's faction, essentially, and we gain faster melee attack rate. So there's a bit of a trade-off for all sorts of things. There's extra income here for harvest, but we lose 50% melee evasion. So depending on when we activate and how we want to use it, things will be quite different. The bonuses will stick with you throughout the duration, depending on when you activate, not that it will shift from season to season. It only matters when you activate, I believe. Our bar is not full. I don't think when the bar is full, you can activate it by pressing the button for the next 5 turns. However, once your fire burns out, your armies will be left vulnerable for 3 turns, depending on the season of the year. The effect will be... Okay, I mean, yeah, we already checked that out. It's just the passive gain by season. It's not something we can gain by fighting, I'm assuming. -2 morale. So on offense, the defending side will always lose a bit more morale. I don't think it matters if we're at 0. Is there like a punishment? It keeps saying we're vulnerable. I mean, we're missing out some bonuses, but I don't know if it's vulnerable. This is our chanting fire. -4 military supplies. Not that punishing. Increased 3 morale. So the design of the faction is a pretty good morale difference. +3 from the regular stance. Plus up to -4. That's a 7-point difference. Plus things like night battle, fire, fighting other Nanman factions should be quite easy. Our row of items is just plain terrible. The satisfaction guard is actually decent. We do start out with quite, nice weapons in terms of damage, but not really any good items. Our brother should be pretty happy. He is on the family tree, right? He's our faction heir. He is our brother. Good. Yes, our parent is also called Zhurong. It's a fictional character from the novel. The name is a reference to the Chinese god of fire, Zhurong. And I guess the entire line is just called that. We don't know many faction leaders. This is our court. There is Cave Lord, which is our administrator. Tribal Council, which is just sort of a court position character. You can see the default bonuses on them, and no desire for rank 3. We get more of these the more major factions we confederate. This is probably the best way to keep characters happy early on. Advisors will become unlocked once we become ruler of the south. Seer, I think, becomes unlocked when we get Queen of Nanman. So they're just different faction rank up unlock. They're kind of like Prime Minister roles. We have 2 generals available to us. Novice, Chieftain, Increase Army. So you can see passively this gives 50 point. This is one of the more premium background for generic Nanman characters. And the faction-wide 1 army increase is actually quite nice. We might recruit him. This is 30 points, and you already seen that our character is 15. So there's 15, there are 30, and there are 50 points. So there's different qualities to even the generic ones. We're pretty happy where we start. We'll just pick a reform early on. This is the reform tree. You see these icons here are locked icons. So basically they tell you you cannot research these until you united all the tribe. This is the military section of the tablet, which means we can research the tier 1 and the tier 2 before we meet the bottleneck until we unite. For the more, building focused ones, we only get the first tier. And then for the more diplomacy focused ones, we only get the first tier as well. The default starting one is elephant taming. We have to get this 5 turns. It's based on research rate. And basically we get an elephant mount. And the glowing thing you see here is with every square or circle, it's either or. Basically, you pick only one, the other one become disabled. There are a lot of different choices. We'll take a look at them when we get to them. In particular, these are more Han army strategies, getting formations, getting some mercenary units versus more Nanman focused bonuses in terms of just like raw stats on your units and more recruitment capacity for your units and discounts for your units. So different playstyles are allowed. I think there's one that gives cataphracts. And once you reach the bottom here, you see that you're presented with this either war choice again. But the requirement for picking these is that on the previous 3, at least 2/3 of them had to be that shape. So if I go square, square, circle, I can't go circle down here because I only had 1 circle up here. And that's the same for the others as well. All right, so that's our reform tree. I don't know if we can start out with a trade. Apparently we can. We are bordering the Yongchang tribes, who I kind of want to conquer as well. They have good spice. They're kind of just behind us. So I don't know if I want to trade with them. Okay, I think I will trade with them. I could also wait and then trade with Maya Chang, but I mean, I think he likes us better, but I want to beat him earlier too. He has a very good background bonus. That is 10 points of satisfaction, if I remember correctly. And his tribe, what is his tribe called? Oh, here it is. Just called Maya Chang. Gives us 15% block chance. No new units. Yongchang gives us 10% income from spice. Also no units. Alright, we'll figure out which way we go. I can fight this with probably minimum loss and not have to worry about whether it will affect our trade value, because once we conquer this, we can trade with them. We'll take the comparison before we go on with the trade. Forms, records, treasury. Let's look at our faction rank up mechanic. It's just prestige. We gain prestige mainly from uniting more tribes. 6 points for Chieftain. The Queen tier gives us the Seer, and the Ruler tier gives us the Visor. Alright, enough talk. Let's fight. I'm gonna let her lead, mainly because she's almost rank 3, a little bit bonus experience. I'm gonna have to fight this one manually. Oh, no tigers. Oh, was I looking at my own settlement perhaps? That makes it a lot easier. We're gonna just abuse the general in this situation and maybe unleash the tiger part of the unit. I believe if the slinger doesn't die, even if the tiger dies, after battle it will still be 30 and it'll still be a healthy unit. And we're going to try to keep everyone healthy here. Alrighty, we loaded into the game. Pretty nice forested area. They have reinforcement. I want to see what the artwork is for the village in the background. Guess it's just the hill. South is a beautiful place with rainforest and lots of mountains. I'm gonna see if the theory is correct, that the tigers will not count towards casualty. The generals will try to get some duels. Everyone else will chill in the back for now. The tigers cannot be unleashed until they're close enough to charge something. We'll probably just take this hill first. I think they might group with their reinforcements. It's most likely that they will look for a duel, or at least I can probably ask for a duel. Where is the reinforcement? I don't see them. The tiger charge is only 124 now. It used to be like 570 something. Big difference. Alright, who has the better ability for this? I mean, he's obviously the better duelist, but I want... Oh, he's not willing to duel. This is a little bit unexpected. I mean, we can use our flying dagger ability. It hurts. 2 hits and he's dead. That light has a nice splash damage ability. Alright, let's just charge into this first. And we'll also charge out. Throw a dagger. Use the splash. Is it a circular splash attack? I'm actually not sure. Morale decrease is already happening with the fire. Oh, it is. Wow, that's really strong. Alright, I'll try to farm some kills. I wasn't able to get that off. Still not willing to duel me. Send them closer real quick. We'll get these killed first. Gonna get Dalai to swap with her. We'll try to get close enough to release the tigers and then we'll back off. I don't know about charging these spear units. Oh, whacked him. Still not close enough. Alright, we killed off that entire unit. Don't want to waste any kills. Guess their range. Oh. Let's go. Alright, we unleashed. Watch our tigers take the charge. We got knocked off our horse. Tigers are very fragile creatures. Yeah, charging general is probably not the best way, but we're gonna kill him with our mace. Got him. They will get up. It's not a lot of damage on the tigers, but it's very disruptive. Did we chase away all the kills? Not yet. And then we'll focus on Dalai, which was taking quite a beating, but it'll be fine. Ah, maybe I lied about him being fine. It's okay. I might disband his unit. I don't think the tiger's particularly worth keeping. Ooh, nice swing. Good splash on his attacks. And also splash on this. Quite like him. Oh, and the fire on the... Wow, that is actually great. Just from the animation perspective. Okay, the tiger is actually slightly better than I thought. Of course, seeing the general charge and killing like 5 of them in the beginning kind of sucked. Alright, go chase the range units. I think they're all going to rout now. The tigers will just keep chasing on the field. They're not going to stop. They have a problem with chasing units off the map as well. Because once they rout, if there's no one close, they just chase for a very, very long time. It's also interesting because the enemy range units are not targeting our tigers. Right? I think they'll target the units, but not the tigers. Okay, so you can see their health dropping when the tiger dies, so it's not going to be kind of a free heal. I wonder if it's going to be like siege weapons or not. We're going to test it all out. I mean, if I shoot a flying dagger, it doesn't do 10k. It just kills like a unit, I think. That's also worth testing. Pull it back. Alright. It'd be really bad if we missed this. Yeah, basically all 10k damage hit that one unit. And oh, actually, it's overtime damage, isn't it? Over 15 seconds. Oh wow, it does do 10k damage. It like poisons them. Well, it didn't do 10k actually. It went from 39k to 33. 6k damage? Still pretty good. The tiger's still doing their thing. There's another guy bouncing back. I'll go chase because I'm actually still on my horse. You guys gonna outrun the tigers? I don't think so. See, they're not dead. They just fall. It's very disruptive. Mighty knockback's like an effect, but the damage is not there. He went invisible in the forest for a second there. Oh, actually, since it is 10k, or maybe is it 10k? We can test it again. $28k. Throw it. He didn't throw it. Oh my god. 28k. Alright, we hit them. 27. We did 6k damage. 8k. It's not exactly 10k now, is it? They have 7% armor, so it's not the armor doing anything either. Right? That wouldn't be... The math doesn't add up for 7%. Anyways, we'll finish chasing the kill here. Be pretty quick. Just a few guys left. And I want to see the health of the tigers next turn. Oh, the tiger's also here. Let's see if we captured him. We didn't actually. I was surprised. Oh, they will actually kill the slingers based on tiger killed. And I guess vice versa. That's a little bit disappointing to find out. And we will just delegate. Nah, well, I guess we'll delegate this. It's fine. It hurts our trade value a little bit, but I doubt we'll lose that many units. And here's all the options that we have. I'm just going to confederate with them. The good thing is we pick up their faction leader and family, and that will provide us some decent characters to start out with. And it tells us that we got this fealty. We also got 2,000 bonus, control 4 settlements. Tag team. Ahuinan has long been malignant, never learning their place or knowing their limit. Now they chose to provoke you, Lady Zhurong, despite your lack of interest in their ways, yet Menghuo has shown a desire to absorb their land. Perhaps you should enlist his aid in defeating them. Both sides gain from such an arrangement. So this might be the start of our dating events. Yes, we will declare war and fight alongside Menghuo. Says we have no interest in their land, and I guess we have no interest in their land. Or do we? Ahuinan. Minus 15% cost for recruitment. Ooh. So the best option is like he beats them down, makes this their capital, and then we take them out for the fealty. Whoever deals the killing blow gets the fealty. But of course, if there's going to be the lead up to the Confederation event down the line, then we can just wait for that as well. Let's see who we can trade with now. Definitely a few more options. We can... I want to confederate him quite early on, so... Yang Feng might be our trade partner here. Because we are a single lady, we could actually try to cheat out some confederations. Because we can like deliver false promises, make them our good friends, and then if you're single... So basically our military strength needs to hit 50, right? If it does, then we know we can definitely secure these marriages. That's just the option that we have. Like right here. So it's a little bit off, but for example, if that one was 50, then we could defeat the Yongchang tribe without fighting them. There's a couple ways we can approach this. I could trade with them and then send my armies down, wiping him out, never to return to this corner again. And then we can just push outwards in the future, even though he has a great bonus in terms of his character. I don't have the seer position available. I don't want to kick my brother off the air, so his bonus is not going to be activated. So I think we will just trade with him for now. Let him feel safe. He's also willing to give us the most money. I don't like any of his items though, so maybe just cash. Any chance we can get more from this? Nope. Alright, this is the deal. 0.4. It's hard to get the 0.4 paid by itself, so we're just going to do this. Okay. Not much other deals going on. I'm not such a fan of the Tigers given their cost. 200 plus for each of them. And the fact that Tigers are fragile and they die. The units are lost here. That makes them quite hard to use actually. We delegated in the fight, so everyone a little bit injured. Follow the Flame also took some beating. I feel like for the fight against them, we don't necessarily need much. I think they are super pricey too. I'm gonna actually just get rid of everything for now. look at the general we took. So he was the leader of the Yunnan tribes. Only 15 points. Pretty terrible bonuses. Melee attack rate was good. No wonder why he did so much damage to my brother. He has a satisfaction boost for himself. He doesn't have fondness for us. I don't feel like we need to keep him. Sneaky chief. We do own the capital of Yunnan. So building wise, let's see. We have a crafts workshop which reduces cost of all buildings. A little bit extra income. The corruption is not useful right now. Pretty sure we just want to go with their inn building. It's a very good building. The standard in income from commerce and the boost as well. So it has a bit of marketplace role as well. But the standard inn has that too. So that's not new. The new stuff is they give public order. They give character experience boost faction-wide and population growth. So wonderful building. Our other options, I don't think we need to use conscription to increase like how many limit we have for the tigers and elephants. The local replenishment is really good, but really there's ways to like around the recruitment limit. You just have to knock them out, recruit them again. Basically, there's a way to work around the recruitment limit, so I don't think we need that. Speaking of local replenishment, this is just a pure food play for the land development. You notice there's no peasantry income. Labor is population growth, construction time, percentage industry. You're not going to find raw industry. Essentially, you need things like the iron mine on the counties to even get raw industry. But there is a new income form called the population income for Nanman factions. And that will make up for the loss of base income and also makes things such as governing hall with the income from all sources a bit better. Because that's the only thing that can boost population income and also population itself. Which, wait, yeah, that's right. I remember the population income replaces the all income percentage from population for Nanman. So this is probably the only way we can boost it. It's a very different system, as you can see. And some of these buildings require like a square reform, and some will require a circle reform. So you got to plan that out. Like, for example, if I want the inn all the way up, I must go the circle reform option for that role. Just things to watch out for. And some are square. Okay, we're just going to build this. This is good. And those are obviously only going to kick in past rank 3. The first 2 rank are free. I want to go here next turn. So wonder if it's better to... I'm going to definitely recall him. I'm not going to recall her. She heals pretty close to full in 2 turns. I'm going to let her just walk over herself. Is there any good assignment we can use on her? Trailblazer, get oil in adjacent county. Adjacent, that's good. Campaign movement range in adjacent county. And also military supplies to offset our marching stance. I mean, she could do that. It doesn't hurt, right? There's no cost to it. Oh, I lied. Then perhaps she's just going to get fired. Because I don't want to pay for her. As for our newly captured general, I also don't really want to pay for him. But considering that he's a former faction leader, recently hired, it will last a few turns. He'll be angry pretty soon. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . We'll pass up on that. I think we're good. We can just continue now. Alright. Let's see how far we can go. All the way to the edge. We're gonna grab our brother and check out what units we can go with. We don't get along with him. What reform does he, what assignments does he have? He has even less. Okay, so goodbye. I'm slightly interested in recruiting him just because this bonus in terms of stat makes it a slightly more premium one, even though I don't really need the bonus. So the recruitment cap is 2 for these, 1 for these. We have fire archers now, which I think we will recruit on Dailai, who is going to be sort of our range expert. And because of that, I think the point we're going to give him is going to go into cunning. Just so that we end up with more ammo. It won't increase his combat capabilities. Like if you want him to be a good duelist, then Sentinel points and champion points are what we want. We actually don't want Vanguard instinct points because increasing melee damage does nothing for our 0 base damage weapon. Armor piercing is not increased by this. This is only base melee damage. Yeah, I actually think we go with more dueling focus for Dailai. I don't need to pin this. I should unpin that. How do I unpin this again? Right click, left click, left click. Right. I don't need to be reminded. It's fine. I think we'll get expertise first. Not getting hit is definitely a great option. I will recruit perhaps just one of them. Not because I want the unit, I just want my generals not get shot by enemy range units when they go fight. I don't know the garrison. He can muster for 1 turn and then we're just going to move with whatever amount we have there. Are they unbreakable? That is another... We're not unbreakable. Then the chance that we lose due to morale is also something we have to consider. So perhaps we want some sort of a real army then. I can afford it. The income is there. So I don't care for front lines. I think we'll just recruit 4 of these. That will be our army for now. We'll keep the other slots open and we'll let them actually heal up a few turns before we move on and fight here. We're not at war with them. I don't mind them building up. You can see that all Nanman forces take, well, basically they don't have any fire resistance. Oh, they grabbed the Jianing tribes. That is not Ahuinan. They just basically did their early game target. Novice commander. So you see most of the assignments are locked by class or background. Untried bureaucrat. Not attractive enough. We hit rank 3. You have seen that our title changed. We're now the received of the sender, and our bonuses change. We now have more stats, 50 and 10. We have 20% chance to capture at 10%. We picked up a new ability in Defiant Cry, and the melee damage for Tiger units increased by 5% as well, essentially doubled. She had a point on Resolve as her first point. I don't hate it, but I might... Do we care about her? I mean, the satisfaction is probably not going to be solved by this, so it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't matter as much, I think. I'm going to go to just boost everyone's Sentinel if they're going to be like a combat general. I think it's just the best stat to have. We're healing more than them. We're patient. We'll wait. Grab that upgrade. Let's go. Oh, busy man. It's going east. Sun Jian dies. I feel like next turn's when we go. Right now we're just biding our time. Alright, we have full points, so let's use the Goddess of Fire now. We're in the summer. Okay. We don't have to use it this turn, but the summer bonus is not terrible. Polar running speed. Honestly, not as relevant. I might wait till autumn. I like the construction cost discount. Oh, is that Ahuinan coming into my land? Yes, it is. That's fine. We go back and fight him. We haven't declared war. We didn't overextend. This was always a possibility of them just tunneling on us. They have 2 pieces of land, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant to do the offense, because I want him to fight the other, and then we can... Maybe we'll do it ourselves. I doubt he has Night Battle. Alright, we'll get this fight done. The bonus doesn't help us right now, right? Because like even this is better. I don't care too much about the damage because the only melee damage is on our generals. Our range unit's not going to benefit from this. This is honestly probably the best set in my opinion for these 3 right here. Well, this one's good, but we don't have the army for it. The minus 50 is something I can't accept on my generals. And then this is just more neutral. So we'll wait for that turn. I don't think we're punished yet. Ah, so once we hit max flame, we get 5 points satisfaction. That would drop 1 each time. Okay. So they want us to build the iron pits to get the economic breakthrough, giving us the next tier. And then the military breakthrough. Though these are missions given to us once we get the elephant tamer done. And basically there are things that we have to do before we can research them in that tier. I can't believe we haven't met 10 factions. Because if we go back to the reform now, they're all locked until we do those missions. It's the entryway to their entire tablet section. So it's a bit awkward. The one that we can easily do, since we do have access to an iron, is get the iron pit going. We probably could have planned it a little bit better to have this started before we did this, but it's not too late. Especially since next turn we burn it for the cheaper one. I like it. It actually worked out. Alright, they kind of moved to the side. I think they're a little bit scared of us, as they should be. And let's go fight them. So we're not favored for the auto, the delegate, but we're favored by the bar. That's enough said. Let's fight. Alright, fire units are just going to be really good for us, I believe. And we have no front line, but that's fine. That's not going to really impact anything. Gonna try to move here to see if we can light some of that forest on fire. If we can catch them out of position. Any chance we want to duel? No, okay. Then we just smack you guys until you die. Okay, we have a demoralizing cry. That's our new ability. Alright, we're in position. They're going to start firing. We're going to just buy time with our units up here. Smash ability, demoralize ability. Ah! We're going to ask that. Because she came around. He got the smash out too. All right, we gotta distract. We gotta charge at anyone who is charging at us. Slingers have less range than our fire archers, therefore they won't even do much damage to us, to be honest. That should be a foregone conclusion as to who wins that duel. Gonna pull her back. They braced for us. Are we back on our horse? No. Can we get back on our horse? No? Wait, does he not have a horse anymore? Like, why is this icon disabled? Oh, no. I selected one of them by accident. The roar cooldown's a bit long. It's not like Roar of the Beast, which is really short. Alright, they can only really get one of our units. Everyone else can sort of kite away, sacrifice one to get the rest. Doesn't want to duel us, we'll just finish them. Did he really lose his horse? When? Like maybe before the duel, I guess? That's the only explanation. I could try to throw it, but I think I'm gonna miss. Yeah, just hit him. Yeah, without the horse, it's gonna be hard to catch up to help out. Make sure he doesn't bounce back. I'm almost there, sister. He's unbreakable. Never mind, that doesn't work. Run this way. I'm here. I'm gonna whack him. Got him from the back. Ah. Oh! Was that a magic trick? He disappeared. Like the body... You just crisped up and fell. Yeah, Ah Hui-nan himself killed about like 93 of us. Actually, then we lost 16 to what, friendly fire? Huh. No one else hurt us. Interesting. We still didn't capture him. An unfailing aim. As they flee, one of the ragged remnants of a defeated force turned and in a last desperate attempt takes aim with a lance, aiming straight at Lady Zhurong. Yet before he can reach the apex of his throw, his arm is seized by the swift stab of a dagger. He falls from his steed, crying out in pain as Lady Zhurong retrieved her dagger from his body. She muses on the price of this foolhardy warrior will fetch for his release. So this is just one of those random events, similar to Zhao Yun saving the kid, because Lady Zhurong in the novel used these flying daggers that were very accurate, and that's why the game designed this item, the flying daggers. It's designed for her, also part of her artwork. So I guess we'll see that event quite a bit as we will gain experience from that event repeatedly. So this army is kind of done. We can flush them out right here. I think we can do that next time, actually. We'll come back from here. We're gonna push them off. Since we have them beat, we might as well just go take their land. It's pretty good land with copper mine and spice. and then we can come back and take care of these. These units are probably just loan units. They're decently cheap. I'm interested in picking up more, like in particular there's a couple favorite ones of mine, like Wolf Warriors are really, Wolf Pack, I think that's what they're called, is one of my favorite units. If we can get them, I forgot who had them. Huh. I don't see them. Is it from the... Oh, there it is. Ah, unfortunately, Meng Huo picked them up. So we're going to have to wait till we somehow confederate with them. And then we can use them as sort of our frontline unit with the speed boost that we can get from our Goddess of Fire. It'll be quite nice. We're going to activate it for the first time next turn and take advantage of the construction cost discount, as well as a little bit of extra bonuses for combat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!